Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the REC podcast, brought to you by REC Comics and Collectibles. I'm your host, Roman Chavez, and with me, as always,
Erik Icarus.
Eric,
what's going on, man?
You can find us on the gram at REC Podcast. You can follow myself at Roman REC Podcast. You can follow yourself.
Gulag _J_ Whedon. What's going on, man?
Quite a week.
It's been quite a week.
Quite a week for our
community.
Yeah. We'll start off. We'll start off with some
the light
quasi positive news, I guess, or at least interesting buzz. This is going to be a WandaVision spoiler, maybe.
I don't think so.
So if you care about that, just fast forward a few seconds. But we're going to be talking briefly about WandaVision spoilers. So an image came out from GameStop, at least it's supposed to be from GameStop, of like WandaVision Funko Pops, and it has Speed, Wiccan, Agnes as like the Halloween get-up witch, which we've seen in a trailer, and then it has a Mephisto.
Yeah, I think they're just putting that in there to maybe toy around with people. I really don't think Marvel would blow their shot with Mephisto on this.
Yeah,
maybe a mention. Maybe they do a mention. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't. It does make me question a little bit, honestly, dude.
It makes me question it, and I haven't been on board with the whole Mephisto thing. Just because if I didn't know from reading the comics, there's nothing in here that makes me think that's going on.
Me either. This wouldn't really be his bag.
Yeah,
it's like more.
Keep going.
More like one of his, maybe his son. This seems like a Blackheart thing. You know what I mean?
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
But that's all I can kind of attribute. I don't think it would be Mephisto.
It just, I don't know. It feels like we all want that.
Yeah.
But I don't think we do. No. I would like to see some deal making. I would like to see Mephisto show up in Spider-Man and kind of do the One More Day.
Sure.
One More Day-esque thing.
Right.
Have him show up in a Ghost Rider. Have him show up someplace.
Right.
Where he's making deals before it's just like. But unless Wanda made a deal. Maybe Wanda makes a deal.
Yeah.
I had an interesting...
She has to battle him in a fiddle contest?
Yeah. A fiddle of gold against your soul says that I'm better than you. It's... I don't know, it just it feels very red herring. And I actually have a weird theory. Mm-hmm. What if Mordo has something to do with this? We know she's going to be in Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Last we saw Mordo, he says there's too many wizards. Maybe her existence is throwing off balance as well.
Just magic.
And he's like, man, I gotta contain this chick before I can do anything else.
Right. Everyone forgot about Mordo.
And it would be a cool way to bring Mordo back. That's just as wild as bringing Mephisto in, but I'm just spitballing, guys.
No, I would take Mordo. It would make more sense.
I just want to see Mordo again.
Me too. I love the character. But that actually does make more sense than Mephisto coming in there and
or Mordo's working for Mephisto.
Could be, but
hey, I'll make you a deal to purify magic or to Thanos half the magic. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could kind of get into that.
Since we're not going to have Mordo be like a slave of Mordo or of Dormammu.
Yeah.
We could have him, be, in bed with the devil.
Right. That would be kind of cool. Sure.
It's possible.
I'd be okay with that.
Possible. I wouldn't hate
that guy can't stop being a slave.
Oh, man. That's a bad 12 Years a Slave reference. Okay, it's bad. Schweitzer Ejiofor's
he's great.
Treasure.
And that movie's great. Love the movie.
Yeah.
It does make me sad.
Yes. But you're saying he's a slave to the magics.
It's what I'm saying, man. Aren't we all, though?
So.
Yeah.
Hashtag fire Gina Carano going around for 24 hours the other day due to a very poorly thought out and offensive image where she basically compares being a Republican to being Jewish
during Nazi Germany.
Yeah, during the Holocaust and everything, which was, boneheaded to say the least.
Very much so. Why not just use witch hunt? Yeah. Way more safe.
Yeah, Salem witch trials.
Yeah,
something like that. But then they turn it around like women, but whatever.
Sure, but that's you can maybe bounce back from that. Other than the genocide.
If you're not a big follower of Gina Carano's social media exploits, she is. I'm assuming a Republican.
Oh, yeah.
Very conspiracy driven. Yep. Speaks her mind. Yeah. She hasn't said anything crazy to this height of crazy, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah.
The conspiracy things are nuts, but I see that all the time. This is the first time that I've heard somebody as a Republican in my generation compare being a Republican to Holocaust Germany.
Right.
So, so she has been fired from Lucasfilm for her quote abhorrent social media posts.
Right.
And it's her right to say what she wants. It's their right to get rid of her. If she doesn't know, strong Jewish vibes over there at Lucasfilm, George Lucas himself. So, it makes total sense why they got rid of her.
Sure.
I do think she should be able to say that, but it's not smart. It's not correct. And that was
right.
Because she's kept dodging social media bullets.
Lucas Media came out and was saying that they were planning on firing her within the coming months anyway. And this was coming on the tail not of just this last tweet she put out, but the anti-mask tweet she put out, which I guess she posted a picture of some woman wearing like multiple masks, and she put "Meanwhile in California," and then some other nonsense. She just those ones I don't understand the severity on those ones. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, she did say something about the voter fraud in this last election for Trump, and I and then this one I get. Yeah. I kind of get it, but at the same time, it sets a weird precedent.
It does.
And I'm not condoning what she said. I think it was very stupid, not even funny. It wasn't worth it.
No,
you know what I mean? If you're going to go all out on something like that, at least be funny.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't.
And she posted an image of. She was basically saying
crossing the line.
She was basically saying, in Nazi Germany, it wasn't just the Nazis; it was neighbors and women and children. And she had a picture of what I would assume is somebody Jewish in Germany being beaten by the community. And it's just.
I mean, I get the parallel. It can feel like that.
I get in her weird mind how that works. Well, it's too much. It's way too much.
Right.
Because nobody is persecuting. We're not rounding up Republicans.
We're not rounding them up. I think she was more playing to the fact that it could go this way in her mind. Yes. I think she's saying this could lead to, because you're associated with this party, that they're going to come for us. And I don't see where she's coming from, but in her brain, I can maybe see. I see
how she tried to make that. She was trying to be impactful.
Yeah,
and it came off as
tasteless,
tone deaf.
Yeah,
it's right. It's not good. And it's just crazy how we're not a political show, but
and sometimes it falls into our wheelhouse.
Into our realm.
And we
because we are going to be missing Cara Dune. We say what we want about Gina Carano. The character was great. I hope they kind of recast her.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, there's plenty of people that you can probably get. Misha Tate might be interesting. I don't know if she can act, but Gina Carano's not the best actress either. But
no, she did that justice though.
Yeah,
I liked their character.
I liked Cara Dune so much.
And I actually liked Gina Carano.
Yeah,
as a entity.
Yeah,
but I have to say, man, this does set a weird precedent to where why can't somebody be separate from what they are on TV?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get that, it's awful, tasteless, but why do you come... It almost kind of proves her point in a strange way, because everyone rallied to get her fired.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, they rallied to get her fired a bunch of times.
That's what I'm saying.
And to Disney's credit,
her last tweets, or the ones she threw up, weren't... Why come for her head for those ones? They were just stupid. You know what I mean? It didn't fall in line with the masses' way of looking at life. Yeah. So they went after her.
Yeah.
And this one stepped out of line. I get it.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me to swallow this one.
Yeah, but
because I'm a big proponent, and as you are, for free speech. You should be able to say whatever you want.
And as an employer,
you have to accept the consequences.
Yes,
though.
That's the thing. As an employer, you should also be like, hey, I don't want that kind of energy in my building or in
absolutely. And then she terminated her that way. So that's what I'm saying. This is kind of an odd, slippery slope.
Yeah.
It does set a precedent to where, if you're in an entertainment field, you can't voice your opinions. It's setting that, unless it's in line with the masses.
Yeah.
Which I don't like that.
I do agree with you there. But like to the company's point, they don't want that heat, they don't want that energy. No. So it's just
because Disney's market makes up a lot of people who watch it are very eclectic.
Oh yeah.
It's a very eclectic crowd, including us.
Yes.
And I get it. If she made mention to a Native American genocide, I'd be a little upset. I wouldn't go for her job though.
Yeah.
It doesn't bum me out that much. The person's a moron, but I love the character.
Yep.
So again, it goes to separate the art from the person.
Yes.
So I think is impossible these days.
It's getting tough, and unfortunately for us as big fans of another person who's in the news in our field is Joss Whedon. We know about the ongoing accusations from Ray Fisher. We've been kind of outspoken about, dude, like what's going on, because to be honest, I know like Gal Gadot had said a couple things, and Jason Momoa had, like, I stand with Ray Fisher, but nobody's really given us stories past Buffy and Angel alums where either completely quiet or said, even Firefly people said, I never saw anything like that. Yeah. Although those guys only really worked with him for like 13 episodes.
And a movie.
And, there just wasn't anything coming out that I bought, right. And especially having Ray Fisher saying, at Comic-Con, oh, they picked the perfect guy. Like, it just all smelled weird to me.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But person we're huge fans of.
Yeah, I love Joss.
But in Charisma Carpenter has come out, and she has
who played Drusilla?
No, she played Cordy. Cordelia Chase.
There we go.
She
Buffy and Angel?
Yeah, Buffy and Angel.
Okay.
I'm a huge Buffy and Angel fan. Eric's watched them all through once. But I love Buffy and Angel. I love Joss Whedon's work. But she came out with some things that about him being manipulative, mean-spirited. Apparently fired her because she got pregnant, which is just like abhorrent. So I'm gonna apologize to Ray Fisher.
We did go hard on him.
And not. It's just,
again, it goes to show that you have this public persona.
Yeah.
Joss has that very down-to-earth persona. You've met the guy.
Yeah, I met Joss. He was very nice to me, and I get it. Just
pre-Avengers, though.
Pre-Avengers, but I mean,
hers pre-Avengers. Yeah.
There's more merit to it. Even Sarah Michelle Gellar came out, and she said, I'll be forever grateful for the Buffy Summers character, but she doesn't want to be tied to Joss Whedon's name. She says she believes all survivors. So,
but what exactly is she surviving? That's my question.
I don't understand it, because I've never been in a position where somebody had power over me like that, who could dictate my career and my moves and fire me for having a child. I've never been in that situation.
Sure, okay.
So exactly. I don't understand what that's like. She says that it's traumatizing, and I believe that she's traumatized by it. I've never been in a position where somebody's been able to wield that type of power over me, so I can't speak to what she's going through. I believe what she's saying.
It probably happened.
It definitely happened, I think. But
okay, I'm wondering, are they coming for his job? Is that what they're...
He has no job.
Well, you know what I mean? Are they coming to tear down his public persona?
Joss is canceled. Joss is canceled at this point. I mean,
he just sounds like a jerk.
He is a jerk.
He doesn't sound like a Harvey Weinstein.
No, he's not doing anything like that. He's not doing anything. He's just being mean. He's just being mean.
Most directors are very passionate people. I understand. I'm not making excuses. But when you're working in the movie industry, you've got to understand that there's like a lot of moving components. He may be lashing out.
Yeah.
I get it. But, I mean, this just be a wake-up call for Joss. Like, hey, dude, you're hurting people. Your words are hurting people. I don't think coming for his job is the answer, or coming for what he's built.
No,
you know what I mean?
No.
I don't see her in the victim as I see other people as victims.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't. I'm actually, when I saw her post this, I was very empathetic to her thing, which makes me feel super guilty about Ray Fisher. But this is somebody who worked with Joss for an extended period of time on 2 different shows, and I can't imagine what it's like to feel like you owe somebody everything, and also they've treated you like crap. Mark Bernardin tweeted something, and he hashtagged it, I stand with Charisma Carpenter. He said, the dream shouldn't also be the nightmare. So maybe you have everything that you want, but this price of having to work under these conditions, not great.
Right. But to everyone's...
Dude, he called her fat when she was pregnant, man. That's not cool.
It is not cool. But that's something that's not cool. But it's not worth tearing the guy's life apart over. I'm sorry.
I don't think it is either. I think
he sounds like like a D-bag.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Completely.
He sounds like a complete D-bag.
Completely.
Don't say that stuff. It's terrible, especially in a working environment.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? When we're trying to get along as professionals, that doesn't necessarily make a conducive work environment,
Yes.
you know? But at the same time, I can't help but feel this is coming from a place of just, you know, I almost bandwagon hopping for her. Like, okay, I have a little bit of something here. I can take him down. It seems bitter to me. It seems very bitter to me.
I do not pick that up. I don't pick that up at all. She's been quiet on this front this whole time.
But she did mention it.
And there's no she's just recently she started, like, we didn't know, I think, as the public until a couple of years ago, she made mention that Joss got that she got fired because she got pregnant.
Right. And this was a few years ago.
And I don't even think she used the word fired. At least that's somehow I heard it, that she got written off the show because she got pregnant.
Right, that's how she worded it. Which means she got fired.
Yes. Yeah. And so yeah, no, I don't think this is a what I'm getting from all of these movements is this is part of the healing process.
Sure.
You know, we have to know, because up until, 2 days ago, Joss can do little to no wrong.
He's kind of the one of the architects of the MCU.
I mean, I love his work, and I have to say that because what he's being accused of is completely wrong, and for Sarah Michelle Gellar to not completely say she didn't go to bat for him. She worked with him the longest.
Yeah.
She owes him the most, and he owes her the most. Let's be real. Like, that's a very symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
Cordy is one of my favorite characters of the series.
I love Charisma. She's great. She's a great actress. I love her. But I don't, dude. I might. Part of me might just be plain devil's advocate here.
I feel it for the sake of conversation,
right? And I don't want a lot of people to misconstrue what I'm saying as like I'm siding with either of these people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But there has to come a point where when this victim stuff is happening, when and where is it appropriate to say, okay, you just got your feelings hurt? Do you know what I'm saying? She wasn't. We don't know she wasn't raped. She wasn't raped, as we know. She wasn't sexually harassed.
Nothing about this is,
That's what I'm saying.
Sexual.
That's what I'm getting at. It seems like it was a lot of just name calling and maybe just being felt like she was useless or not bringing anything to the table because she got pregnant, or was that the biggest part of it, that she got pregnant and then let go?
No, I mean that was the big crux. I mean that was the I don't know. For her, the final straw, because she didn't have a job.
Sure.
But just she said years of like, hey, about her weight, about her looks, about tattoos, about just like really sounds like just.
He just sounds like a bitter old man.
Yeah.
Come on, Joss. Suck, dude.
Yeah, it's
But has he responded back to this?
No, not that I've seen. That I've seen. But I mean, he got fired off of, or he left this thing, The Nevers or something like that. He was doing with HBO Max or something a few months after the Ray Fisher investigation, and Charisma Carpenter was part of that investigation. Oh. So she was being questioned. She gave her accounts and stuff like that. So that's what kind of, I think, prompted her, because Ray Fisher was not getting the empathy from the public as
no.
Now it seems.
Which again, I mean, we could turn this around and say, hey, why is Ray Fisher supposed to stand on his own like this? Why is his story less valuable than Charisma's?
Yes, and to me it was because nobody else was saying anything. The people who worked with him the most, I figured, would have something. They were quiet, which I guess that should have been something that they weren't coming out in some, like when James Gunn.
Yes, silence speaks volumes.
All of the and I just wasn't paying attention that way. All of the Guardians people were like, "Yo, we know him. He's a good guy. We trust him with our kids." Blah 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 blah. But Boreanaz didn't say anything. Sarah Michelle Gellar didn't say anything. Nobody. A bunch of the Firefly people.
Just were like, we don't know him really.
And they were like, we didn't see anything like that. Individually were speaking for themselves. That they didn't see any of that type of behavior. So it was just nobody else was validating that story.
Right.
But just as one comes and I'm it's got to be a lot of strength. It's not like she has like a booming career, so it doesn't boost her. It doesn't hurt her.
Why does she keep having kids?
No, Jesus Christ, she had the one. Jesus, this guy.
Little levity, come on.
Yeah, I guess. It's too bad. It's too bad because there's also the flip side of, is there any more prominent male figure that's done more for women in
I was
science
getting
fiction.
ready to bring this up. Josh writes is a very female centric writer,
which is why this is so disappointing.
Right, absolutely.
On top of it just being gross, just like I've said it on the show that like I'm going to show my girls Buffy so that they can see, you know, that what they're going through it's common, and like this is a good like empowering for women, and then all the while, you know, he's being a piece of crap.
Does it take away from the message of the show?
It doesn't take away from the message of the show. Right. No, and I'm Astonishing X-Men 1 through the annual,
very Kitty Pryde centric book.
And it's my favorite X-Men, like 24, 25 issues. And you know, no, I love his work, and and I mean, he put so many female head writers.
He did.
brought in. He
pushed for it.
Yeah.
Which so as it stands, we have Ray Fisher and Charisma Carpenter are the very
Amber. Oh God, what's her name? She played Willow's Tara. She played Tara.
Tara. Okay.
She said that it was a toxic work environment for her. She was, you know.
It seems like it's down to individuals.
It does. So it feels like if you were the star, like you were the star.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, for Sarah Michelle Gellar not to say anything, that's interesting.
Right. I think she's running scared.
Yeah.
I think that's what that is. She's like, listen. I think that sounded like I don't want no part of this.
Yeah, very
That's
much so.
what that.
My name is
message.
Paul. That's between y'all.
Exactly.
You know. I'm sure there'll be something. I mean, they just did the reunion issue
like last year and a half ago.
like 2 years ago, something like that. So but hey, if this is part of that healing process. It's weird that there's a way to do it these days where you can just you can just have a one-sided confession,
right?
And then somebody's gotta respond back. Look, I believe her, and it's just
I believe it happened.
Yeah, completely.
I'm not saying this didn't happen.
Yeah.
I just what bothers me about this is that it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like it warrants him being canceled.
Yeah.
It really does. It just sounds like he's a dick.
I think he should have I think all of the people who haven't physically assaulted anybody, sexually assaulted anybody, and I'm not saying that like mental assault isn't a thing. I'm just saying
no, it is, and then body shaming is a big deal.
Yeah,
I understand.
I get that. There should be a path for people to get better,
right?
And when you cancel them, I don't think that they get.
You don't get better.
I don't think
that's where this is. I think this is where the movement. I think that's the problem with the movement.
Yeah.
You don't allow people to. You allow them to answer for this, but you don't give them an outlet to have redemption. Do you know what I'm saying? That it's just like, okay, you need to apologize for this, and now you're done.
Olivia Wilde's directing a movie, and then all that stuff came out about Shia LaBeouf, and
what did he do?
We talked about it on the show.
Oh yeah. Well, see, I'm not big of my Shia. Oh yeah, that's right. Because I was like, no, I love Shia.
Yeah, I know you were just praising him.
I was like, no.
And so she fired him, and she says, "Hey, I have a no assholes policy."
And that's fine.
Yep.
That's your prerogative as a director.
Totally. Yeah.
And I'm just saying, as it's your prerogative to quit.
Yeah.
As an actress or an actor, you can leave. Granted, your reputation is going to be sullied.
Yeah.
Because of Joss Whedon saying don't hire her.
Yeah.
No one's going to hire you.
Yeah.
But that again, that brings
that's Weinstein stuff though, right there.
Sure.
Yeah. That's Weinsteiny.
But how many times have people quit a job because their boss was an a-hole?
Yeah.
You're an a-hole. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
You
got to take a stand, and like I said, it's got to be very confusing.
So you kept cashing those checks, though. That's what bothers me.
Why should I let somebody mess up how I pay my bills?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know, man. When there's something.
Sometimes you need to suck it up and say, "Hey, that guy was a jerk."
Yeah.
But don't come for his head. That's where I'm standing on this, man.
I don't think he should lose his career. I don't think he will. But I don't know that he's directing anything that he doesn't finance for a long time.
He's going to be on that Mel Gibson flip for a minute,
So,
because I think
we'll see how he even handles it. Maybe he doesn't say anything. Maybe he doesn't give it any oxygen, and then it just goes away.
This is kind of Mel Gibson-y. Because Mel Gibson didn't physically assault anybody.
No.
He just basically screamed at people, said some awful things.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr., who has taken up for Mel Gibson, said, "Hey, listen, this guy's hugged the cactus long enough, just for the things you say." I that's where this bothers me. It's causing a little friction within myself.
Sure.
Because granted, don't say those things to people.
Yeah.
It's awful, especially when you're trying to get a good performance out of your actors and actresses. Why try to stoke them like this?
Yeah. And she
Makes
said
no
that he would
sense to me.
constantly like, man, I just should just fire you for like other things. So he was always kind of like holding that over her head. She just always
right. Yeah, I get,
But-
that's terrible.
Yeah.
But as a person, that's happening to, and I'm not a woman, so I don't understand the perspective on this. As a man, I can, he's not going to talk to me like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe that's where that perspective for me gets a little lost.
Yeah.
Because I can't see it as a woman.
Yeah.
In Hollywood and being lauded over by someone who's, treating other female stars very well.
Maybe.
Yeah. As we,
Well, we'll see who else comes out. Oh, actually, I believe Michelle Trachtenberg had said that it was a bad work environment or something like that.
Man.
So
it's so vague. I need to know.
I know. That's the thing about publicly, like the whole stuff with Ray Fisher too, is that he was not giving any
remember,
details.
we even said that. We said it sounds vague.
It just gave me skeptical hippo eyes, and I couldn't give anything. At least, like, Charisma gave us
details.
She didn't just come out and be like, Joss was a piece of crap, and I think
I hate him.
She didn't say, and I think if you're going to go out on the public forum, like, we don't need to know, like, over the Weinstein stuff, we don't need to know anything sexual, but the details. But we just need to know that things happen. And all that Fisher was just saying is that he was inappropriate. He said that he said something racial, but like, I don't know, because there's just too many. And then if you're hearing that, if you're Ben Affleck, if you're Jason Momoa, if you're Gal
People who's
Gadot,
got clout. Why
you guys
not
need
step
to
up?
say something.
You do.
And, so
like Clooney, my man Clooney dog, George Clooney, stepped up to the director of I Heart Huckabees. I can't remember the guy's name. He's directed a bunch of other movies. He directed him in Three Kings. And I guess this director was being a big jerk on set to the extras and some of the females. And George Clooney were there and whooped his ass.
Yeah.
So Ben Affleck should have got on that. Should have whooped Joss Whedon's tookus.
Yeah, man, it's very, very strange, and it sucks being such a Joss Whedon fan.
Sure.
I'm a fan of his work. I don't condone the stuff he's being accused of.
No.
And
I don't condone it. It's sickening.
Yeah.
To be honest, you shouldn't be talking to people like that and making them feel ashamed of bringing life into the world. Like, come on, man, that's a little messed up.
Well, he's what's the word when you don't? He's an atheist, and she's very
religious. So maybe that's where this is a little coming from.
Yeah, there's a lot of that too. He was talking about a tattoo that she got was like a rosary, and he was like clowning her and stuff.
Right,
so.
but we all, everybody.
Guys can't talk to girls like that, though, man. And
why not?
Because we talk to each other really terrible. We're like, the things I would say to you, I would never say to my wife.
I understand, but that's you know people, and you know what you can and can't say to them.
And maybe Joss doesn't because he's
that's
the
what
boss.
I'm saying. Right.
The boss doesn't know what he
can't get away with.
Now I think the boss is like, I can't say anything.
Yeah, I'm not. Don't even look at me.
Yeah.
But in this day and age when we're striving for equality on every level, you should be able to give it as well as you can take it. If you're getting clowned on about something about yourself,
but
boss, I understand it's the boss.
Yes, exactly. She can't do to Joss what he could do to her.
Of course not.
Yeah, there's no. That's the quality of power.
These other women on set were able to get away with things because they gave it back to them.
I don't know.
We don't know.
That's
We're
all
just speculating. I don't know.
But
it's a sad day because it's sad to see people not necessarily idolize, but you admire their work.
Yeah, I admire their work, but I admire Charisma's work too. And
absolutely.
I'm super bummed that she had to work under those conditions.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And she should be paid for those conditions. You know what I mean? So she worked.
A-hole pay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not from Josh. She should. I just wish. It's just the thing that bothers me about this stuff. And again, I can't speak from personal experience. It's just that if you don't speak up, other people become victims.
Right. That's a very good point.
It bums me out.
Other people need to say things like you mentioned before.
And I get it. It's scary and it's terrifying.
I've done it so many times at my job,
and
I'm sure you've done it at your job.
But it's a different thing when it's
billions and trillions of dollars. Yeah,
man boss and a female's.
But that's the other thing. The other men on that set didn't say anything.
Yeah,
that's what's upsetting to me. If you want to even put it in those kind of gender specific roles, why not step up for her? Yeah. David Boreanaz is like, hey man. Yeah, offer, dude. I'm the star here. I can walk out of here.
But the thing is, Cordy was kind of the star too. She was like the co-star.
Sure, they could have maybe made a pact and say, "Listen, we're both walking if this doesn't change." Yeah,
Yeah.
So I mean, it's kind of. I'm not saying it's on everybody to police everybody's words and what have you, but Same time, yeah, it's just bad. It's bad.
I bet you she feels a million times better getting it off her chest.
Yeah.
And I
Hey, good for you. I appreciate it too.
I appreciate the details because
absolutely.
I'm sorry if you tell me fire and I don't see smoke, I don't smell smoke, I don't feel heat. It's hard for me to check out the fire.
Are you smoke hating right now?
I'm smoke hating. Okay, I'm
you gaslighting
smoke. Skin that smoke wagon. Kids, that's our show for today. If you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button. Leave us a comment below. Let us know what you think of the show. Leave us some show ideas. We'd like to have an interaction with you. Eric, do you have any final thoughts?
I think we all heard what we had to say.
Yeah, I think...
actually, you know what? Just be good to each other out there.
Yeah, man.
If this teaches us anything, just be nice.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah, be kind.
Yeah.
There's no reason.
No reason for this.
I can't imagine a world in which being a jerk got things done better than being kind. I don't know.
Well,
like where it was actually like a benefit for everybody. You know, like I don't know. I
mean, jerks are assertive.
I guess.
Kids, turn the camera off.
We'll do it live. Kids, that's our show. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I've been your host, Roman Chavez.
I'm still Erik Icarus.
We will catch you on the next podcast.